Got me sitting. I don't even know what we talking about.
Just had them written down in front of me. Hold
Since we recording, this man owes me $20
on. No,
because there was no main villain
no,
other than Agnes.
no.
On
Agnes was not the villain, and I
Agnes
still
was
stand
the
by
main
that.
villain.
Agnes is not the villain.
Agnes was the main villain. No, she
No,
actually was though. No, she
no,
was.
she
She was.
no, she
No,
wasn't. She was the
no, a hundred
antagonist.
percent, a hundred
She was not
percent.
the villain.
Doesn't matter. 100%. She was the main villain to the
No.
protagonist.
Listen, I don't know why nobody's trying to listen. Tiana Paris said it. Monica said it. It was Wanda all along. It's
No,
Wanda. Nobody want to listen to her.
no. Now
Nobody
here's
want
the
to
thing.
listen to
Here's
me.
the thing.
It's
I don't
Wanda.
mind. I don't mind because I've made this argument on my breakdown video. I said that it's about perspective, and the perspective is that. No, hold on. My perspective was the fact that yes, to the Westview people, she is a villain to
The in,
them,
the
to
innocent
them,
people.
but she's not the bigger, badder villain.
Come
She's
on.
not the bigger, badder villain.
No, yes, she is. Because you got to understand, Agatha didn't threaten anybody but Wanda. Wanda enslaved an entire town.
So you're talking
She
about
even said
different states.
she even gave her that little heart to heart. She even had that little moment where she tried to appeal to her morals and said, "Listen, heroes don't do what you're doing, Wanda. Let them go. Let them go now." And she was about to do it because she felt guilty. Like she realized like she's the villain. Agatha never attacked an innocent person.
Oh, she never attacked them kids.
What kids? Them kids ain't real.
She never enslaved. She never enslaved Ralph.
Ralph was
Ralph.
sitting. Ralph was trying to listen. Ralph was for the greater good.
No.
She enlisted Ralph. She enlisted Ralph.
She
Okay,
she possessed this man, stole his house, stayed in this house. I don't know
gave
what.
him
I don't.
superpowers,
I
armed
don't know
himself,
what this
and tried to
300-year-old
and
woman
used
was
and
doing with this
paired with this man
30-year-old man.
to try to take down the
She had a
biggest threat that this
magical
town has ever seen.
entanglement,
Listen,
magical entanglement with Ralph.
nobody responded. The Avengers didn't respond. Doctor Strange didn't respond. Agatha saw this great disturbance from Wanda using all this chaos magic on a grand, elaborate scale, responded to it, and actually tried to stop Wanda.
That was not her purpose. Her purpose was to steal her magic.
Yes, because she was dangerous with it. She was created spontaneous
No,
creation. The
no,
Scarlet Witch. She
no,
read the
no,
prophecies about
no,
her
no.
and
She
was
didn't even
worried
know that was
about
the
her.
case. She didn't even know that the case. She
No,
said she
she
was
didn't know that was
attracted
the
to.
case.
She
She was
knew
attracted to the
she was
magic. When she
attracted to the
got there,
magic
she
because
saw
she
what it
wanted to
was.
steal it. Because she wanted to steal it.
No,
That's all
he
she
drained
does.
her for it because she was dangerous.
No, that's not what she said. She said that she takes magic from the undeserving, just like
Exactly.
Barrymore. Just like
Exactly.
Barrymore.
Exactly. Take it from the undeserving. This person with this spontaneous creation who's enslaving towns of people is undeserving of her power. She doesn't know what she's doing.
She doesn't know where the line
She's
is.
manifesting
She
into the
doesn't care.
Scarlet
So
Witch.
that was her. So she had that same excuse when she stole it from her sisters and her mother.
That was a reaction. She didn't know what she was doing. She didn't know how to control the
She didn't
power.
stop it either.
Well, at that point, she was trying to defend herself. It was
Stop
fight or
it,
flight.
man. You need to be a defense lawyer.
It was
Defense
fight
lawyer.
or flight. It was fight or flight. So they
Okay.
teamed up on her. She
All
begged
right.
them to
Just
help
say you.
her learn
Hey
how to
man. Just
use
say
her
you ain't
power.
got the $20
She
and
begged
you
with
don't
her.
want to
She
pay.
said, "Mom,
Just say
please,
you don't want to do it.
please, I can be good." And they said, "No, you can't."
You believed her? You believed her?
Yo, I don't see anything to say that she might not have been honest. Yes, she was studying the dark arts. Yes, I'm not saying she wasn't. I'm just saying just because she was studying the dark arts doesn't mean that she was trying to kill her mom.
Okay. Okay.
I
Start.
stand by that.
I
She is
see
not
you
a
do.
villain,
All right.
right?
Okay. I
And
wouldn't
even
want you on
and
no
even
jury
and
case,
even
but
when
all right.
Wanda fell, even when the fight was over, she said, "You have no idea what you've done." By manifesting your power, you fulfilled some type of prophecy that attracted some sort of greater threat that she was alluding to is going to come, and you're going to need my help.
Mm-hmm.
This is what she does. She prevents threats.
Let's just make Agatha an Avenger. If it was up to you, might as well.
I didn't say that.
I mean,
Maybe
we
a
might as well.
defender. Maybe a
She's a
defender.
great threat.
Maybe
She's
a
great.
defender.
Hey, make her the Sorcerer Supreme. What do we need
No.
Doctor Strange for?
I said maybe a defender.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm.
Now, because I won my bet and proved that she's not the villain,
We're going to run that tape back first and foremost.
I'd say
And the tape is there in the chat, so we will run it back.
Cash App,
Yeah, all right. Yeah, all right.
PayPal.
Yeah, all right. We're going to run that tape. Don't make me go through the hour and 35 minutes, because I will go back through that tape.
You said Agnes is the main villain. I said
Yeah.
Wanda is the villain.
Eh.
Wanda is the villain. Wanda just won and decided to let everybody go at the end. The bad guy won.
Sounds heroic to me.
Enslaving? You mean in letting go of the people she enslaved?
It was an accident.
No, not when she knew what she was doing and didn't let them go, and obviously had the power to let them go the whole time.
She was delusional. First of all, Wanda can plead insanity. Technically,
her conscience, her vision was her manifestation of her conscience to some degree. Walking around.
No.
Vision was.
She literally can plead insanity. She was mentally unstable. She was choking people unconsciously. It was
that
not
doesn't absolve her crimes.
What I'm saying is, actually, if she's mentally unstable, it could.
No, that makes her. No, that doesn't mean that she didn't commit a crime. That means that we can't hold her.
I agree.
For it.
I agree, but that doesn't make her a villain. That's what I'm saying.
Crimes make you a villain.
No.
Crimes are what make you a villain.
No, they don't. If you're insane, if you're mentally insane, then it's not on you.
As soon as the Dark Avengers got arrested in Civil War, what did they say to Tony? Look, we're criminals now. Thanks to you, we're criminals. That's exactly what
they actually broke a law.
This is a law.
Yeah, but they did that knowingly. They did that knowingly.
Yeah, but she didn't let them go when she figured out what she was doing.
Yes, she did.
No, she didn't.
Yes, she did. She literally opened up the hex and was like, "Get out of here."
No, she been knew.
Nah, man,
Vision was pressing her about it, and she rewound time and shut him up.
Hey, she's mentally unstable. She's mentally insane. I'm saying she's mentally insane. She didn't know. Like every time she would kind of know, she would slip back into her mental insanity.
No, man, come on, man, come on.
You saying she's sane? Wait, are you literally? Are you saying she's mentally healthy?
I'm not saying that she's not.
Are you saying that she didn't do things that were unconscious to her?
No, I think when she was rewound time, that was a conscious decision. When this man pressed her,
she was doing things in her right mind.
When Vision pressed her and said, "Listen, you can't be enslaving people. You need to let them go," and she just fast forwarded time and aged everything up and went to another happy.
Actually, it was the bigger villain that stepped up and perpetuated this reality, which was your girl Agnes. Because at that point, what you're talking about, who knocked on the door? It was Agatha all along. Thank you. Thank you for establishing my bet.
Listen,
Wanda Venmo, PayPal, Cash App,
Wanda did
cash.
The only thing Agatha tried to do
straight
was
cash,
try to stop a whole bunch of craziness from happening. If Wanda ended up killing Vision, her Vision.
All right.
She just prevented more calamity. You never know what would have happened. If she would have fought her Vision.
We do know. Actually, we do know what would have happened. There were a number of times where Vision was about to. If you take out all the times that Agatha sat here and like disrupted the progress, there would have been a number of times where Wanda was gonna snap out.
No. I mean, she stopped Vision and Wanda from fighting. That part. That was the only thing that mattered. Like, if Wanda would have fought her Vision, that would have been a mental breakdown.
Oh, you mean fighting?
Yeah, you don't remember when they like flew up in the sky and they were about to fight each other?
In their home.
Yeah.
Agatha didn't stop that.
Who stopped that?
They did. Remember, Vision was like, "Oh man, I can't remember anything. I need to know the truth." And then they were sitting there. They were about to have a kumbaya. Vision sat and told her, like, "What you're doing here is wrong." Wanda was about to snap out of it. That was actually the first or second time she was
Nah, man.
about to snap out of it. And
Nah.
then the doorbell rang because that's when Pietro came at the door.
Pietro,
Agnes had nothing to do with their fight when their confrontation.
when
Look,
their fight and confrontation happened, wasn't the same episode when Pietro showed up.
it was. It was
I'm gonna go
episode
back.
5. Go
I'm gonna go
back. It's
back
episode
because their
5.
fight, I could
And
swear,
look,
was.
I don't spend 4 to 5 hours breaking down these videos, these scenes, not to know these things. I'll tell you
All
when I
right.
don't know. This I know. Episode 5, right at
Mm-hmm.
the end, last 3 minutes before the credits, they were arguing. He was sitting here, they was about to go at it, but he was like, "You need to stop lying to me. I don't know who I am and it scares me." And once he said it scared him and showed that vulnerability, that's when they both settled down. He started saying like, "Yo, where are the children? How come all this stuff is not, going on?" And she got frustrated. She was like, "You think I'm doing all of this?" And blah blah blah. And he was like, "What you're doing is wrong." Right at that moment, she was about to be like, "You're right. It is wrong." But the doorbell rang and Pietro came through and it disrupted that entire breakthrough she was about to have. Why? Because it was Agatha all along. $20. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, run it. Let's go.
Okay.
Agatha Perpetua. So here's the thing.
Agatha,
Here's the thing.
Agatha
Let's go.
distracted.
No,
Agatha
let's go.
distracted.
No. Let's go with your thought that Wanda was this big bad and stuff.
No,
Agatha is the one
Wanda
that.
is the big bad.
Oh yeah. Let's just go with that. That you believe that, right? Agatha. If it was not for Agatha's interference, the torture that Agatha knew about, by the way, she knew that everybody was going under this pain and stuff. That torture would not have been perpetuated for as long as it did. Agatha didn't do nothing to let it go. Why? Because she's the bigger villain. She's the one that kept manipulating her. She manipulate. Are you saying that she never manipulated Wanda? Are you
Yes.
saying?
No. She absolutely manipulated Wanda, but she was manipulating Wanda to analyze
Then
Wanda. She was
she's an
trying to figure out how
accomplice.
she was doing
It
it.
doesn't matter what her intentions is. She was
What
an
do you mean?
accomplice. She's an accomplice.
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
She's an
whoa,
accomplice.
whoa, 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 whoa,
You
whoa.
helped the
She's
terror.
not an accomplice. She's
No, no,
not an
no.
accomplice.
I'm saying you're an accomplice in terms of aiding and abetting and
She's not aiding and abetting or
She aided,
perpetuating. She's just not helping at the speed that everybody else would, right?
bro.
She's
She
doing
didn't
things
do
at a
anything to
slower
help.
pace
She didn't do anything to help.
because she
She kept
doesn't. Now,
she
hold on. I'm
kept
not
the
saying she doesn't
chain
have
going.
ulterior motives. She
She
just doesn't.
kept
She's
this
just
all
not doing
going.
what Wanda's doing.
If she had never interfered at all, like let's just say she just came into Westview and was like, "I'm just gonna watch. I'm not gonna do nothing. I'm just gonna watch." Westview would have stopped like 4 or 5 episodes earlier.
No, what's worse is what would
There
have
would have
happened
never
if
been
she
no
would have
kids.
never came to
There would have been
Westview.
fine. Even if she had never came to Westview, but the point that she did, and the point that she interfered, knowing what was going on, and by the way, she had the power to release other people. She never did that either.
She
Agatha
didn't
is
care.
okay. I know she don't care because she's the
She
bigger
doesn't.
villain.
No,
Because
she
she's the
doesn't
bigger
care
villain.
because she doesn't view things to that perspective. You're
I
talking to
don't care how
someone.
she views things.
You're talking about somebody who's an immortal, somebody
Why do
who
I care
thinks of
about how
things
she
in
views things?
centuries. She
What
doesn't
does that
view
have anything to do with her
because
being
she doesn't value the
and
people's lives
allowing?
the same way.
Great, sounds like a villain to me.
No, that sounds like
A villain
somebody
that
who's a.
doesn't value the life of other people. That doesn't sound like a hero. Doesn't
I
sound
didn't
like
say
it.
she was
Doesn't
a
sound
hero.
like
I
an
said she
antagonist.
wasn't the. I didn't. I just said she wasn't the villain. I
She
didn't say she was the hero. I said she tried to
is
stop
the villain.
Wanda.
She is
Right?
the villain.
She's not the villain.
The fact that you had the power to stop something and you didn't There goes one thing. And the fact that you perpetuated this
No, no,
through,
no, 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 no.
through
They're
selfishness.
those are just
Through
typical
selfish,
heroic qualities that we see, right?
fine.
If
But
you have the power to stop
you
something, you do it.
perpetuated this. You perpetuated, you perpetuated it. You did. You
She didn't
kept
perpetuate it. She just enabled it. She allowed it to happen. She
no,
didn't
she did not
stop it.
allow it. She
She
literally
just didn't.
actively got involved. That is perpetuation. She actively got involved with Wanda to keep her more into this reality
She
so
was
that she
actively
could
got
discover,
involved with Wanda to keep her tame and try to find a way to sap her powers.
knowing that people were suffering, knowing that all this was going on.
Knowing that this person was
She's the bigger,
dangerous and could potentially
and she started playing with that fire.
attract bigger
Started playing with the
threats.
fire.
It
Wanda
could
started the
attract
fire.
bigger threats.
Hey, I'll give you that. Wanda started the fire. Agatha came through and started fanning the hell out of it.
Nah, man, I don't even think
Yes,
she fanned it.
she
I would at
fanned the.
most I would say she came, she looked at it, she probably poked it with a stick, and then
With a stick. Really?
at most,
Really?
yes, with her Pietro,
Pietro was just a stick?
yes, it just
Sparky was just a stick?
mhm,
Really? The magic show and that just a stick?
mhm.
All right.
When you compare it to enslaving a town of, a town. When you hear about the way they suffer by
Yeah,
dreaming of her
because
nightmares.
as
They
you talking
beg
about
that
poking stick,
you
she
tell
over
their
here cutting
loved
up
ones to
logs.
never come
She
back.
throwing logs
If
on that
you're not
fire.
going to let us free, then please just
You
let us
cannot talk
die.
about that. You can't talk about that about the person who's literally adding logs to that fire. Yes,
Mad logs.
Wanda did
Just poke the
start the
stick.
match.
And she
Yeah,
even
she did
said,
ignite it.
and
But
she even
Agatha
said,
came here and
even
started throwing
said,
that lighter
and
fluid.
Agatha, without anybody asking her to, said, "Hey, why don't you let them go?"
What?
Agatha, unprovoked,
Do you know
said
why she
to
said that?
Wanda,
Do you know why she
"You
said
let
that?
them go."
Do you know why she said that? She said that literally so Wanda could use her powers so that she could siphon them off. And that's exactly what she did. She didn't care about their well being. If that was the case, she would have done that
She wanted
episodes
Wanda
ago.
to give her her powers. If she could have just siphoned it off, she would have been doing that the
That would
entire
have been
time.
easy, but she has been doing that.
No,
Literally, every time Wanda used her powers, she would provoke her to do that. That's why she had the
provoke her to
kids.
use her power so she could analyze what kind of power she was using. She was wondering how she could do spells without saying any spells.
She
How could
already
you do
knew that.
complex spells from half a mile
She
away?
already knew that, and that's what
No,
she
she
said in
had
the very.
theories.
That's
She
what
had
she said.
confirmation. She had a
She
whole
said it in the
episode with,
very beginning of the last episode when
yeah,
Wanda
after
came out and was like,
this
"You know,
episode,
I'm
after
outside the
the
basement."
entire previous episode, she analyzed her.
Yes, I get that. What I'm saying is, when you're to your point about, well, why don't you let them go? And she wanted Wanda to keep exercising
No,
her
she
power.
wanted Wanda to feel guilty enough to
No,
submit,
not that's
volunteer
not.
her power.
No, because you're not
Yes.
listening to what she literally said. She literally provoked her to keep using her powers. She would do anything to make Wanda either
Wanda was already using her powers. Everything
right,
around was
and it
Wanda
was
using
getting
her powers.
siphoned all the
Nah,
time.
no, it wasn't. She wanted Wanda to volunteer her powers. That's what she
Yeah,
was
because
trying
I
to
mean
get
that's
her to do.
easier. It's
No, that
easier,
was the only
but that
way she
didn't
could
mean that
get
she
it from
still
her.
wasn't.
That was the only way she can get it from her. She
And
could
not when
absorb
Wanda
it
was
like
shooting
she
magic at her. Not when
only
Wanda
when,
put.
yeah, when she
No,
would
no, no, no,
propel
no,
it
no.
at her.
That's
Yeah.
not true. That's not true. What about the time when Wanda put a whole shield around her family and she literally stole the power? She can steal and siphon power
Yeah,
like
when
that.
it's in
It
use
does
like
not
that.
have to be given to her freely.
Dude,
It doesn't
she
have to be given freely. It does not. That's just
she
not true.
wanted it freely. That's
She
why she
wanted it
asked her
freely,
to do it.
but she also had the power to
She
just
wanted to
take it.
guilt her into giving her power freely. That was
that
the
that
whole purpose.
those
She
things are not
wanted,
mutually exclusive. You can do either or. You can either give it to me freely, or I could just suck it out of you every time you use
it
it.
was too much.
Too much what? That's what happened.
It was too much power.
It doesn't matter. That's what happened.
No,
It's,
she made her feel guilty and told her to
the
give me
guilt
your
has
power.
nothing to
They
do
had,
with it. The
dude,
guilt is
they had a whole
irrelevant. The point
dialogue in the
is
sky
use
where
your
they,
power against me. Use your power to free them. Use your power to protect your family. I don't care how you use your power. I just want you to use it because that's how I take it, says Agatha. And that's what she literally did. She stole her power on 3 different occasions.
Yeah.
Like, what are
And you
you
know what?
watching?
It wasn't working fast enough. So she
Yeah,
wanted her
maybe
to
not
submit her
fast enough.
power. She
Sure,
wanted her to give her power voluntarily. That was the
sure.
whole point.
I
That
get
was the
that.
whole point.
But I'm
And
saying
she
it
said, you
doesn't.
know what? I'm going to appeal to your heroic sense and make you feel guilty about this whole town of people that you're enslaving. And yeah, I'm going to siphon some when you're opening up the gate. But more importantly, I want you to fly up in the sky and chase me and give it to me willingly. I will
Okay.
fix the spells. I will fix everything that you have wrong. I'll allow you to have your vision. She started making promises to
Sure.
her from the old
So,
beginning.
what's your point? What's your point?
The point was she was always trying to get Wanda to volunteer her power. That was
What's
always
so
from the beginning.
so what? She wanted her power. So
No,
what?
yeah,
One
she wanted
one
her
way
power,
or
but
another.
how? No,
One way
no, no,
or
no. It was
another,
important about how because she wanted her to give it to her.
or else she would just take it.
She wasn't taking it at a fast rate, and Wanda had plenty of power.
The rate is
Plenty. It was
irrelevant. The rate is irrelevant. Now you're moving the
no,
goalpost. She
no,
either
no, no.
wanted it
It's
or she
like
was gonna take it.
no,
She
no.
was kind of like the booty scratcher, the booty
No,
hunter.
no, 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 no,
It
no,
was
no,
either
no.
gonna be the easy way or the hard way.
It's like she's looking at Wanda's power and it's like a reservoir of power and she's sipping at it with a straw. She's throwing these spells at her and she's just going at it with a straw at this reservoir. She wants her to unplug the drain and pour it into a
Yes,
larger cup.
yes.
And
Who
that's what
wouldn't
she
want it
wanted Wanda
easier?
to do by giving her
Who wouldn't
power.
want it easier? Who wouldn't want it easier? But at the same
Faster, quicker. Yeah, she's not
time,
going to
but
yeah.
that doesn't take away the underlying motive, which is I'm gonna take your power.
Yes, I'm going to take your power, but I
That's
want
it.
you to give it to me because this is the fast way to do it.
Okay, but that argument doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything that you just so happen to want convenience. It doesn't mean anything.
I'm
It
saying
really
she's not
doesn't.
perpetuating the event. She's sitting there trying to convince Wanda to give her power so she can take her power away from Wanda, not just so she can
She did both.
enslave or
She did
perpetuate things.
both. She did both. She literally perpetuated it, and then
No,
she stole it, and
the
then
only
she
thing
just
that she
asked.
did was say, "Why don't you let the people go?" She appealed to her better nature, and then tried to use that to get Wanda
I
to give
really
her
want you
power
to rewatch.
voluntarily.
I really want you to rewatch because what you're saying is defying literally what happened in in the line of the story, like the flow of the story. In a vacuum, yes, she did ask for that. But in the totality of the show, she also was siphoning off her power at different moments. It was all of the above. It's not just B, it's ABC.
She never wanted to do anything villainous. She never attacked any of the townspeople.
Okay. All
She
right.
never enslaved
Okay.
people.
All right.
All she ever tried to do was take
Yeah.
Wanda's power and
Stealing
try to
power
do
that's
it
not
quickly.
yours is not villainous.
No, not
Allowing
necessarily.
people
Not
to
necess-
continue to suffer,
Not
and
allowing. Not
that's
allowing somebody with a power that they don't know how to wield, one about it dangerously is heroic, right? That's like letting a child run around with a gun. That's
Agatha
what
the
how
TRUE.
she viewed Wanda, right? And that's what she
There's
was trying to do.
nothing.
Let me take
There's
away the gun
there's
away from
nothing
the
for
child.
us to use to follow consistently that is the case, because the whole trial.
They
No, no,
started
no. The
sprinkling that
trial. Hold on. The
trial.
trial
Yeah.
that she was under
Hmm.
gave us more insight into her actual motivation, which is she's greedy for power. She's not
She's
looking for.
curious for power.
No, no, no. It's not. She was curious, but then she became greedy. That curiosity led to greed. That
So
curiosity
she
led.
mentioned that she had something in her that she couldn't control. So there was something in maybe she's messing with the dark arts, came
Well, she
across something
is.
that's
She
yeah,
is. It's
obviously
not a
at
maybe.
that
She
time,
is.
right? And that usually comes with a demon that is power hungry. You get into dark deals. So everybody knows about the demon deals with like Mephisto and the Ghost Riders and things like that. Those kind of things happens. Those are established or Dormammu. Those are established
So
MCU
tell me where the
concepts.
heroic stuff is with all this evil going on.
The heroic stuff is that she realized she made the mistake of messing around with the dark arts. She sees
Time
something.
out. Time out. Time out. Where did you pull that from?
She didn't know how to control the power that she had, and she started
Who?
asking the Coven for help.
Who?
Agatha.
You wait. You believed her?
Why not?
They didn't even believe her. You didn't see the whole like,
No, they
oh,
felt
please
betrayed by
forgive me.
her.
Yeah,
They
please.
felt betrayed by her because she
Bro,
probably lied. She
bro,
probably lied to
you
read
didn't
about the
you
Stark.
didn't realize how easily she was playing them.
No, I've seen how easily she lied, but that doesn't mean she wasn't trying to get help.
So I lied, but I really wanted help.
Yeah, because listen, she was a perpetual liar to have to study the dark arts, right? They said we were repeatedly a repeated offender with breaking our rules. She came across a power that she couldn't control. She said, "Listen, I have something within me I don't know how to control. I need your help to control it. Maybe if you teach me how to use this power?" And they said, "No, we can't help you." And then she got mad, and then the power within her started lashing out against the people around her.
You
She
think she
even
got
looked
mad?
surprised.
You think
She
she
even
got
looked surprised.
mad?
She even looked surprised at first when when it started to happen, and then when she realized it was happening, her face changed.
Yeah, I don't think you read her body language correctly.
Eh,
Her I think you misread her body language. Oh, look,
Agatha is not
no.
a villain. She's just not a
First of
hero.
all, no, no.
Agatha is not a villain.
I
She's just
think you
not a
missed the
hero.
most obvious clues. You've overcomplicated her entire character.
Oh man.
She was not the curious student that all of a sudden was just like, you guys won't teach me, so I'm gonna take it out. Dog, they literally
We've
made
seen
a
that. We've
porn.
seen that exact story in
Hold on.
Doctor
They
Strange.
literally did a whole corny song to show you that she is a two-faced liar. That was the
No,
entire deal.
they did a
That
whole song to introduce Catherine Hahn's character in a cute way so that we knew it was Agatha, right? And Agatha was sitting there
And through that entire montage, they were
toying with
showing you
us, toying
how
with us
she can
people who do these
pretend to
videos who
be
are sitting here
nice.
making theories like, oh, it's Pietro from the X-Men universe,
No,
all that
because
stuff, all that
no,
little
no,
Easter
no, no,
eggs
no,
they laid
no.
in.
You're
That
rewriting
was
stuff in
Agatha all
hindsight.
along.
You're rewriting stuff in hindsight because these people did not have the foresight to know how crazy people would go with theories.
With
What
Evan
I'm saying,
Peters appearing as
they
Pietro
didn't
and they
know
saying they
people would get
recast
excited.
Pietro.
They knew people would get excited. They didn't know
So they
how.
didn't think people would have theories when they
I don't want
said
to get on
we
that sidetrack.
recast
That's a red herring.
Pietro.
Red herring. The point is, the show has gone out of the way to demonstrate Agatha's character, which is that she will lie, she will put on an act, but she will then reveal her true colors. It's not that deep. It's
Yeah.
really not that deep. You're making her way overcomplicated,
No,
and
I'm just saying she doesn't. I'm saying it's not
you're
that
adding
simple.
more stuff to her
No.
character's motivation that is not founded. It is not there. You're trying to say that, yeah,
All I'm saying
she
is
just so happened to
based
be
off of what
curious.
we
And
saw.
all of a sudden, she wants to help Wanda because, Wanda doesn't know how to use that power. No, it's simple. She's a witch. She don't like people with other magic. She wants it for herself. That's it. It ain't that complicated. They made her like literally the most basic character. Now, I will grant you though, I will grant
Hmm.
you the fact that Wanda is beyond what Agatha originally intended. I will grant you that because clearly the Scarlet Witch is like this mythical, phoenix force or whatever, but Agatha still thought that she could take her on. That never made her
No.
back away.
Agatha always was planning to get her to take her power. If Agatha thought she could beat her in a one-on-one fight, she never would have taken the defensive approach that she
There
did, the
was
slow
there,
approach, the slow
there was
tactics of
nothing.
being Agatha
No,
all along and
the
doing
the
mental
slow
warfare.
approach.
She would
No,
have
no,
never done
no,
that in the
no, no.
first place if she
The
would have thought she
slow
could
approach.
take her on.
That's not true because, and she literally admit this. It took her 7 episodes or 8 episodes to realize that she was the Scarlet Witch.
Hmm.
So that slow approach was not for any other reason except for discovery purposes. And she even said she has been trying to wake her up at the same time here and
Listen,
there.
yeah, and she was definitely concerned about her power. She talked about the scale of her spells. She was like, "You're doing complex spells where you have people performing routines from half a mile away, and you
Yeah,
don't even cast words. Like,
yeah,
how are you doing this, Wanda?" She
right,
was not only curious;
right.
she was a little concerned. right?
Yes,
Because
but it
that's an
took her 8
intimidating
episodes
thing.
to figure that out. It didn't stop her. She didn't run away. Once she found out, oh man, you got
Listen,
your powers from the. Hold on.
right?
Oh, you the Scarlet Witch? She didn't stop. She
She
was
had
like,
to sit.
well, time to. She
No,
didn't. She kept.
she didn't spring on her immediately either, did she?
What do you mean?
She didn't. If she really wanted to, if you're saying she really wanted to just siphon her power, why didn't she siphon her power immediately? Right? No, she couldn't do it.
Who said that she couldn't do it?
If
Who
she
said
could
that
have,
she couldn't?
why
Why?
didn't
Okay,
she?
let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Why did she let her out of the basement? She didn't have to. She had her right there. Why did she let her out?
Because she wanted her to convince Wanda to give her her power
She
once
could have
she
done that in the
realized how
basement.
powerful
No, no,
she
no, no. She
was.
could have done that in the basement. She could have done that in the basement.
Nope,
Why?
she had
When she was in full control, why did she let her out the basement then?
because Wanda wasn't going to give up her power.
Even though she had the perfect leverage to do that at that point,
With
because
those
she had
fake
her kids.
kids.
She had her kids. She could have been like, "Hey, give up the kids. You know, like I'll give you your kids back, but you got to give me your power." You don't think she would have taken that deal?
I don't think that was the plan. I
You
think
don't
she
think she
wanted
would
to
have
break
taken
her
that deal?
down further. Nope. I think she wanted to break her down further.
Okay.
I think she wanted to leverage that guilt on top of the guilt of enslaving the whole town.
She could have just done it with the kids. Like simplest route. It's literally the simplest route. You're confined. You can't use.
Didn't White Vision show up too?
Yeah, I mean, eventually he wouldn't have found him down there.
Mm,
How would he? I mean,
mm.
exactly. I don't know.
And how did Darcy show up at the right time to
Uh,
catch Howard at the side of? Come
plot
on,
device. Plot device.
plot armor, right? So what do you
Plot armor.
mean?
Yeah, that's all that was. They had that was literally her one line in the
Come
whole
on,
episode.
yeah, come on. Anything can happen.
Yeah, I think you're
Don't.
giving Agatha way too much credit, and you add more to
Okay.
her character
I think
than
that was the intention of her character. I think that was why they did the whole purpose of drawing it out over several episodes.
nah. Because if those runes had not been created, there like she was losing the fight. Like if Wanda had not come up with the doing the runes herself, there literally is nothing you can do.
It wasn't a fight at that point. Wanda was literally trying to misdirect her by making her think that she was giving her her power to absorb.
She was giving her power.
Yeah, but some of it was her setting up the runes. She was also aiming for the
Yeah,
wall.
right. I get that, but what I'm saying is, if she had not thought about doing the runes,
Mm-hmm.
Agatha would have siphoned all of her power, regardless.
But she wanted no. At that point, she expected Wanda to give it to her. That's
It
what I'm
doesn't
saying.
matter. It doesn't matter whether she had given it to her freely, or if
She
Wanda was
wanted.
like, "I'm not giving it to you,"
It's still
she
back to
would have
my
found a way
analogy.
to steal
It's
it
a
away.
straw to a reservoir. It was going. It's not the speed of.
Look, I'm saying it doesn't matter. One whether the ease
Mhm.
and convenience of the power being siphoned
I
is
think it did matter.
irrelevant.
That's why
No,
they
it is
propelled the
irrelevant.
narrative to go the way it went.
No, it is irrelevant. The
I'm
only
I'm
deciding
saying it.
factor, the only deciding factor was the fact that she created the runes
I'm
because that's
saying it
the only
does
way to stop
matter, and
Agatha.
that's why it propelled the narrative the way it does. There has to be there's a reason it matters.
No, it was just a point of arrogance that typical villain tropes have. I mean, you mean to tell me like villains don't sit here and be like, "Hey, y'all, instead of going through this battle, why don't y'all just like submit?" You mean to tell me like no villains tend to do that? No villains are like, "Hey, man, it's a waste of time for y'all to come up against me. Why don't you just give up and then you could just work for me? Be a slave." How many times has Darkseid said that to Superman? How many times has Darkseid said like, "Hey, stop trying to fight this losing battle. I've conquered worlds.
Listen,
Superman, just come
listen,
be my
listen.
servant."
I don't
This is
even
the
think
same
Agatha had
thing.
the power to
It's the
free the
same
entire
thing.
town.
She did.
She freed one or two at
No,
a time.
no. She freed the town of the
She
mental
freed the
control.
people. She freed the people in that area.
Did you see more people? Westview ain't that big. Did you see? She freed
Where's
the
all the
cast.
children?
Bro,
Where were all the children?
she
Where were
freed the
all the
cast.
children?
Wanted to put them to sleep, but she freed the cast and the extras. What do you want?
Yo,
Agatha was like, "Man, I
yo,
know how to do
nah,
this.
I'm
That's
over
the
this.
child's play." She literally showed you she could free
Yo,
people.
Agatha is not the villain. I'm
Okay.
convinced.
All right.
Wanda was the villain.
Okay.
Enslaved the whole town full of people.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Agatha just flamed. She just flamed him. Fan the
Yep, she
flames.
just came in and took advantage of a situation that a villain started.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. We'll let the people decide.
Um,
Do we have a topic for the show?
I don't know. We just